Welcome all to the Bet Champ Show, the show of hot sports picks matched with epic competition. I'm Zach Jones, alongside always my right-hand man, Andrew Romero III, a.k.a. Sace. Sace, how are we feeling today?
Not good, finally. Finally
Finally.
took me down, so that was a shocker, I'm sure, to a lot of people. So, but no, it was a cool week. We both went 2-3, so
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been better, but I mean, there was a lot of things that didn't fall our way. So
That week was coming. You know, we've had some really hot weeks in the past. Obviously, you last week 5-0, me last week 4-1. You know, so this week was coming, right? Good that we got it out of the way now and everything. But cool stuff. How this show works is each week from now until the end of the regular season, Sace and myself will be giving out our top 5 NFL plays for each week, as well as we're competing against each other to see who will be this year's Bet Champ host, and as well as we have another competition with the guests to see who will be this year's Bet Champ for that $500 cash prize. And right now, Bess and Ross are on to the final round, so they will be with us on that final episode competing to see who will be this year's Bet Champ. And let's go over the results from last week, Sach.
yeah. So like I said, I went 2-3. You went 2-3. The Chargers banged me pretty bad. They are just not playing good right now.
Yeah, we're done with them.
Done with them. And then the Seahawks banged both of us.
Yeah, kind of done
on
with
a missed
those guys
field goal,
as well.
last second field goal, he just didn't make it. So, I mean, you got to live with stuff like that. It's part of the game. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I mean, like I said, I was 3 or 4 weeks in a row going at least 3-2 or better.
Really solid.
You were getting hot going 3-2. But yeah, I mean, there's just one of the down weeks, and like I said, a field goal would have put us both at 3-2 or been better. So
Right.
just happens.
Yeah, same for myself last week, 2-3. So not what you want to see, you know, not what we want to be producing. I really got screwed with my Bengals plus money play. You know, Joe Burrow goes out in the first quarter, right? He hurts his wrist and everything. So that play was shot before the game was even, you know, really started. So I was really disappointed. Like
out for the season too.
Out for the
put
season,
put
man.
the dagger in. Man,
that really sucks. I like Joe Burrow a lot, and it's tough to see him because he's good for the game of football, especially with the NFL.
Yeah.
So hoping he just can get better for next year, you know, because it's tough. He's out this year. And then, like we said, the Seahawks just really screwed us. And then the Broncos, I had the Broncos spread -2.5, and they got there, missed the 2-point conversion, which would have put us over the top. And that one, I was texting you that night, and I was like, man, that one just really put a damper on my mood.
On a questionable play call, too. I mean,
yeah, the pitch for the 2-point conversion, don't know why you don't kind of throw it there to extend the play. But nonetheless, as always, shout out my man Johnny Crypto. Nonetheless, we will continue moving forward with this week 12 EP9. But Sach, it's 4-4 right now. We're all tied up.
Yeah, I mean, it was about
Sach
time.
4, Zach 4.
I was on a 3-game win streak, 3-week win streak. So
you were, and then you got complacent.
Back on the board.
You got complacent. And now we're all tied up. And now is where things start to get hot.
I was a catch away from Marquez Valdez-Scantling catching that ball.
That was brutal, too, bro.
That was brutal.
That was
I mean, I'm glad
brutal.
he didn't because I didn't want you to really lose it. But, I mean, it's just how
tough.
football goes.
As a
It's a game of
receiver, you
inches,
gotta
a game
make
of
that
catches.
catch.
Yeah.
You have to. All right, well, let's get the competition firing this week. We're all tied up. Let's roll into the Week 12 slate, EP9, Thanksgiving edition.
Yeah,
Absolutely. We got a lot of Thanksgiving games. All right, ladies and gents, so we'll roll into those Thursday games, Thanksgiving Day. And the first one, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, the Detroit Lions are, you know, they're still playing good. They're still a hot
They're
team.
tough on Thanksgiving.
Tough on Thanksgiving, you know, so they're not new to this, but I mean, the Packers, I don't understand. I mean, the Packers kind of got let off the hook last week against the Chargers. Chargers, first 4 like red zone possessions, they were not looking good. Austin Eckler fumbles at the 5-yard line. I forget what wide receiver didn't catch a touchdown pass right there. So the Packers did kind of get let off the hook. The score really didn't show who they were, and like they should have definitely lost that game. But nonetheless, I mean, they did win the game. But I mean, on Thanksgiving, you know, in Detroit, 7.5-point spread. Jordan Love, I still don't have any trust in him as a quarterback. So I'm gonna lean Lions on this one. No play for me.
Absolutely. No play for myself here, but yeah, it seems like every Thanksgiving Day, you know, with the Lions playing and everything, they're always hot on Thanksgiving. They're just kind of used to this and whatnot. So no play here for myself, but definitely going with the Lions for the dub. And that'll lead us into the Washington Commanders, Sace, with your Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, once again, the Dallas Cowboys pulled through with the free money, the total over in points.
That's 3 in a row for you on that play.
3 in a row for me.
Solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid. Like I said, you stay with the hot hand.
Have to.
But on Thanksgiving, the Cowboys they don't necessarily play well on Thanksgiving. And I would know out of anyone because I'm a Cowboys fan, obviously. So every Thanksgiving is, it's a big deal for me. And we always come out slow on Thanksgiving no matter who we play. I just don't understand it. But I'm actually going to throw a little curveball here. I'm going to go the Commanders plus 10.5 at minus 108. The reason for this is obviously I still do think the Cowboys are going to win the game. But I could see it being a 14-point game, 17-point game. Yeah. This is necessarily I'm just going for a backdoor cover right here.
Sure.
Up 17 maybe in the fourth quarter, up 14 in the fourth quarter. Play a little pre-vet defense with, a couple minutes left, and the Commanders get a cheap one. So that's basically what I'm going off of. As well, paired with the Cowboys just do not play how we should on Thanksgiving every single year. So that'll be my first play, the Commanders plus 10.5. The Commanders did smoke last week's game against the Giants and Tommy DeVito, but the Commanders always show up. This is the Commanders' Super Bowl every year. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles. This is their Super Bowl. They show up no matter what. They could have a high school team out there, and they're still going to show up. So I'm going to go with the Commanders on this one.
Cool stuff, Sace, man. Yeah, I like that play. A lot of points there. We'll roll over. Oh, sorry. I'll take the Cowboys to win here.
Yeah,
we'll take the boys. Yeah, we'll take the boys on Thanksgiving Day.
Another tough team.
Yeah, absolutely. These Thanksgiving games are really fun to watch, though.
Yeah,
and everything. So, and then we'll roll over to our last Thanksgiving game, that night game. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks.
Finally, the 49ers, they get out of that slump that they were in.
Right.
Brock Purdy threw for 3 touchdowns. He looked good. He didn't turn the ball over. That 49ers front, like we always say every week, with the addition of Chase Young. Gosh. They're going to get after the quarterback.
That's
week
a brutal
in and
defensive
week
front.
out. They made Trevor Lawrence's life hell.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. They looked good once again. So, Geno Smith and the Seahawks, I think I'm done with them too. I mean, they scored. I don't think they scored in the second. Or no, they scored 3 points in the second half.
Geno got hurt, and then he came back in the fourth, and everything wasn't enough time.
But they're just not consistent enough throughout 4 quarters anymore for necessarily me to bet on. I'm kind of done with them. And the 49ers, with the way they look after the bye week,
they're tough.
They're starting to pick up steam again. They're top 2 teams in the league in my opinion. So
for sure,
I'm going to lean the 49ers, but I'll stay away from this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, like we talked about, it seems like the Seahawks are good with their record. On paper, they don't look so good, and now they're starting to show, they can't close games out and whatnot. And, I feel like we've had a lot of plays with the Seahawks, but now I'm starting to fade away from these guys, don't really want to put my money towards them. Not going to have a play here myself, but I am going to lean with the 49ers here to get the dub Thanksgiving night. As you said, Sace, definitely a top 2 team in the league right now. They are just dangerous on offense and defense, right? Really scary over there. So we'll lead with the 49ers there for the win, and that will take us over to the Sunday games now, Sace. We have the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets.
Yeah, Dolphins looked great last week. Tyreek Hill went absolutely berserk. So that was, it's always good to see. He's one of the most fun players to watch in the league. I mean, the video of him catching a slant at like 10 yards,
he's scary,
4 dudes around him, and he just bursted past all of them. Can't catch him. So, and now the New York Jets, they finally benched Zach Wilson. They didn't even bench him to second string. He's the 3rd string quarterback now on this team. They are going to have, I don't even know the dude's name who's starting. Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle, there we go. Tim Boyle, then they're having Trevor Siemian as the backup, and then Chase Young as the 3rd. So, they're in shambles over there.
Yeah, that's a mess.
I don't like this spread for the Jets at all.
It was about time though.
Yeah, it was long overdue.
That was a long time coming.
A lot of fans are sick of seeing Zach Wilson just out there just because of his draft stock and where he was picked.
Do you feel bad for Jets fans right now?
No.
With everything that's happened?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Not a one?
No,
okay.
they're all right. They'll be all right over there. They got next year. This game's, I mean, at least they got put out of their misery in the first series of the game or the season. Like after that happened with Aaron Rodgers, the season's done. Just chalk it up.
Right.
Move on to next year. Give a lot of these dudes a little bit more experience for when Rodgers comes back next year. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go for my second play. I'm gonna go the Dolphins -9.5 at -115.
You're taking that, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna take that with Tim Boyle starting against Tua and this offense on the Dolphins. I mean, I really like 10 points here, especially with Tim Boyle. You don't know what you're gonna get out of that at all, no matter what. But yeah, with the Dolphins, the way they were rolling last week, I expect them to cover a big spread right here.
Cool stuff. Yeah, I have a little sympathy for the Jets, right? Just with the whole Rodgers thing. I felt so bad after game one because I was so interested in seeing how that was going to work out and play out. So I got my sympathies there. I don't really have any sympathy for Zach Wilson, though. They should have found a new quarterback after like the first probably 4 games of the season.
Yeah, they should have made a trade.
I heard a lot of people were reaching out to him and everything, but Salah was like, no,
being stingy, greedy,
I don't know why. So just for the sake of this, no play here. Definitely leaning with the Miami Dolphins. They're going to steamroll these guys for the win. And now we'll roll over to the New England Patriots at the New York Giants.
Yeah, I mean
Tommy DeVito.
He looked good
last week. Got the dub. Got some more. He's the third string.
And he's the third string after Tyrod went down. But I mean, with 2 teams like this, you're just going. You're just flipping a legit coin at that point.
This is kind of one of those dumpster fire
just
games.
a dumpster fire game. You don't know what the hell is going to happen. And with that being said, I'm gonna just keep it short. I'll lean Giants. Screw it. Give me the play.
Absolutely. I'm not going to talk on this one as well. Kind of what you said and everything. And they benched Mac Jones last game for the Patriots and everything. I have no trust in the Patriots at all. Have no idea what's going on over there. So I'm definitely going to take the New York Giants for the win. And that'll roll us over to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah. Early news this morning, the Steelers actually fired their offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. I mean, to only mustered 10 points last week against the Browns.
Crazy, too, because they have a pretty decent record right now.
Yeah, they're just frauds. They get it done week in and week out, but it has nothing to do necessarily with the offense. That's the best way to put it.
Right.
And if you're going to win any playoff games, a Super Bowl, anything that you're, aspiring to do, you're going to have an offense that can at least manage to score some points and not solely rely on the defense. So no play for me, but with all that going on, in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow going down, in Pittsburgh with the firing of the offensive coordinator, just stay away from this game completely. I advise no one to really bet on it. So
gotcha.
But I'll lean the Steelers just because they still have their starting quarterback.
Well, here's where we find the test of a good man, Sach, because you're advising that everyone leans against it. I'm going to advise everyone leans with it and with my play here. Like I said, no Joe Burrow this game with the Cincinnati Bengals and everything. Hoping he gets better for next year. I really like Joe B, but he's gone, right? And we talk about, right, on paper, the Steelers really don't look to be that good, but their record, however, is doing fairly well this year, and it's because of their coach, Mike Tomlin. He knows how to get wins. Even if they're not the prettiest, he will get his team to the finish line here. And with a lot of changes, right, I'm going to lean with the Steelers -1.5 at -116. That will be my first play of the week. Just love it here. I think they get this team to the finish line. Like I said, I think they're going to be better coached here. You don't really have a quarterback over on that Bengals side now. So we're going to lean with the Steelers for the dub. And again, -1.5 spread at -116. We'll lock that in. We're going to cash that one early here, folks. Don't listen to Sach.
Don't listen to Sach.
Don't listen to Sach on that one, folks. All right, and we'll roll over to the Carolina Panthers at the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously last week with the Cowboys, we got after Bryce Young, sacked him, I think, four times or so, got the pick six like I predicted. The more this guy's going to throw the ball, the more mistakes he's going to end up making. I mean, he still had a solid game, put some good drives together. So that was good to see if you're a Panthers fan. They did have some pretty solid drives, but It's just going to be the consistency aspect, and the Titans just looked atrocious. I mean, they're not good. So, I mean, you're going up against two trash teams right now. I'm just going to stay away from it and I'll lean the Panthers, though. Screw it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Sach. Nothing on this game. Not even going to talk about it. I'm going to flip a coin here.
Yep.
And we'll go with the Titans for the dub on this one. Just throwing it out there. No play. Next up, this is going to be a good game.
This is going to be
very good game to watch.
One of the best games of the week.
Absolutely.
I would say.
Looking forward to this. A dual threat. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans.
Yeah, both of these teams essentially have been up and down this whole season. So this is a great spot for both of them to kind of really show what each team's made of. Because,
right.
I mean, if Houston wins, you're looking at Jacksonville huge. Like you guys.
That's huge.
You guys can't really beat anyone. You guys don't make any noise. Trevor Lawrence is up and down, and I.
He might be coming to that debate of, what's going on with this quarterback.
Yeah,
right?
He needs to win this game. You're going up against the rookie, and you got a lot of people on the Trevor Lawrence hype train, got a lot of people on the CJ Stroud hype train. So this is probably going to be my favorite game on Sunday to watch because, like I said, you're going to see what both of these quarterbacks are really made of and who's legit and kind of who's not. But nonetheless, I mean, in Houston, I'll lean with Stroud and the Texans here.
Absolutely.
I think Trevor Lawrence is a fraud. But
well, we're going to find out in this game. That's for dang sure. This is going to be a good test, though, for the Houston Texans as well, right? Can you win this game?
Yes.
Because this will be a nice win here. And everyone knows I love CJ Stroud. I think he's doing a tremendous job as quarterback this year. Rookie, man. He's doing everything he can. He's leading game-winning drives. He's doing a tremendous job as a leader right now, and he's still so young, so much room for growth. The ceiling is high and whatnot. And I just think their offensive side, I mean, the receivers, you got Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz over on the tight end position, which I think he's very underrated and whatnot.
Dalton Schultz has always been underrated.
Absolutely.
He's a great tight end.
Great weapon for a rookie quarterback. Within these last 3 games, CJ Stroud, when they went up against the Bucks, 470 yards, got the dub. Go up against the Bengals, 356 yards, got the dub. And then last week, got the dub, 336 yards. Now, he did have 3 interceptions last game, but I think he's going to clean that up this game.
Yeah, that was tough.
But he still got the dub, right? Still was able to figure it out.
It's a good test for a rookie.
This is going to be a very good test. So this will be my second play. I think CJ is going to get the job done. I am taking the Texans money line at -102. We'll lock it in. I think this is where he's going to show he is the better quarterback and wants to be getting kind of that debate of, hey, you guys need to start looking at me now as a high-quality quarterback.
Yeah.
So we'll lock that in.
And I think if the Texans win this game, they're going into next year like we're a couple pieces away from really making a playoff run.
Like we've discussed in the past, Sach, this whole team is really young, right? So this is a great team to build off of right now. And you're getting hot at the right time, right, for this year.
Yep. And I think what Houston's going to – no matter how their season ends this year, the season's a dub. Because they know what they got. But I think the Texans next year in free agency, they need to go after a solid veteran wide receiver that knows, that's putting up some solid numbers.
For sure.
And I think they need to add a couple defensive pieces.
They need to look at the defense for next year. That's
look at the defense and get one good wide receiver signing is what they're kind of missing from making that.
They're missing one piece over there on offense.
Yeah,
so there's something's missing over there, but they do need to clean up that defensive side. If they could clean that up, they are going to be a solid team, Sach, man.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. All right, ladies and gents, you are now tuned into the Bet Champ Show with ZJ and Sach. Tune in to us on all of our social media accounts, player props, updates, new things happening at organizations. You will always find it there first at the Bet Champ Show socials. You will find them there up above. And Sach, tell them about the player props, what we're doing right now.
The player props have been bleeping red hot.
Insane.
We've been
crazy run.
We've been 10 out of our last 11 or our last 14. We've been 10-4 on player props. NBA and NFL, that's what pretty much me and you like. That's our expertise.
100%.
Player props have been absolutely on fire. So tune in every day. We're making picks.
Killing it.
Props, killing it.
Giving them out to the public for free. You know,
Thursdays,
we want everyone to win as well.
Out for free. A lot of people don't do it for free, but this Thursday, definitely tune in. We're gonna have some. 100%. We're gonna have some gas.
So many games.
Yeah, this is where we're really starting to cook with gas now on the player props.
We're cooking. So always tune into all of those social accounts. You'll see them up above. And then with that being said, Sace, man, let's roll over to the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons.
Just the trash game. I hate both these teams.
No, I thought you were lost in thought over
there. I mean, I was lost in how trash they both are, and I hate betting on both of them, and I just dislike both of them. And especially because
they got Ritter now. He's going to play as the quarterback now for the Falcons. He got the starting spot again.
Because what's his name's hurt?
Heineke.
Heineke's hurt, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, definitely
confusion
over
there.
I'm not playing. I'm not doing nothing with Desmond Ritter anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna stay away from this game. Literally, this is a game that I would highly advise to not bet on at all.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on this one.
But I mean, I'll just go the home team. I can care less about both of them.
Coin flip again for myself. I'm just gonna go with the Saints. Enough said. We'll take the Saints for the dub. No play here. Don't want to discuss it. So we'll roll over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Indianapolis Colts. This might be a little interesting.
This could be a night. Yeah, it's going to be a close game, I think. The Colts, they just got off their bye week. 2 weeks ago, they played against the Patriots in Germany. I was watching that game. I got up early, hoping it was going to be just Colts destroying the Patriots. But it turned out to be the Colts looked bad. They didn't look good at all. And I get it's the overseas game, you know,
those
all
are
that
tough.
Stuff. They are tough, but I mean, Gardner Minshew did not look good. He missed some big throws in that game. He was overthrowing a couple receivers. But Baker Mayfield, honestly, as of late, I don't think he's gotten enough credit for how he's actually been playing, but
he's kind of overlooked this year.
He's getting a little overlooked now, especially now that they're losing games because they got off to a hot start, but I mean, he's still definitely a serviceable quarterback
for sure.
And I would have loved to see Baker stay on that Cleveland team, especially with the fraud that Deshaun Watson is, and he's overpaid, and that's just got away with
highway robbery, Sace, man.
That is robbery, especially because he's out for the season now. I mean, yeah, cool, but he's
tanning in a very hot place somewhere, you know, with all of his money.
Yeah, he. You think he's worried about this team? No, he's not.
Not a chance.
He's not worried about him. So I'm actually going to go for my third play, the Buccaneers money line at plus 114. First plus money play in I think like 2 weeks. So I really like I said, what I saw out of Baker. He did go up against the Niners last week. He went up against the vicious defensive front. And I think the Colts offensively are struggling. And I like the way Baker's going to, score, I think, at least 24, 28 points.
For sure.
In this game. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers money line at plus 114.
Copy that, Sace, man. Yeah, this was one game I was also looking at for a play, but I decided to not put one down for this one. But I am going to take the Bucs to get the dub here. They're not the favorite here, but I think they're going to pull it out. So we'll take them for the dub. And that'll take us over to the LA Rams at the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals and Kyler Murray's back. I still haven't seen enough. It's tough making this a play on if you're going with Kyler Murray. And honestly, even the Rams, they're kind of up in the air, and you don't know what you're going to get out of them week in and week out.
Right.
But, with that being said, I'll just stay away from the game completely. But I'll honestly lean the Cardinals just because, they're at home.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray still, so. Cooper Kupp, I think, is questionable in this game too. So
at home for the Cardinals. We've only seen Kyler Murray play 2 games. He's pretty much been out for the whole season. He's looked pretty decent, though, with his scrambles and everything. He's looking like he's getting his feel back for the game and everything. I think this is the game for Kyler Murray where he's going to step up and show that he's back. Kind of, he's only played the 2, but now he's kind of, okay, we're back to football, right? So my next play, Sace, I am going to take the Cardinals money line here for minus 112. Really like it. I think this is going to be, like I said, Kyler Murray's step back game back into reality here. So taking a chance here, but again, Cardinals money line at minus 112. We'll lock that in. Love it. And now we're definitely going to talk a lot about this game. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Denver Broncos back at Mile High.
Back in Mile High. Tough
Broncos 4-win streak.
4-win streak. It's tough to always play here no matter who you are. You saw Patrick Mahomes. He struggled here.
It's that elevation.
The elevation. Cleveland just won last week with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, rookie quarterback. And rookie quarterbacks in Mile High on the road do not necessarily play good at all. So this is not going to be a play for me just because the Broncos have been on my ban list for a while. Unless I'm betting on the unders because I love the unders.
Yeah, that's
with
pretty
them.
nice.
And I honestly think that could still hit, but it wasn't going to be a play for me this week.
Two pretty solid defenses here for this game.
Two great defenses.
Yeah.
I could see this game literally ending like how that game last week with the Browns did, 13-10, 17-10, something like that. So, but I'll stay away from it, and I'll lean Broncos. Maybe they stay hot.
All right, ladies and gents, Broncos 4-game win streak. We are pumped right now. They're coming alive at the right time. Like we've kind of discussed, some of these wins aren't as pretty as you'd like them to be. They're not sexy. The play here is not sexy. But Sean Payton is saying to his team, hey, just trust the process right now. We're going to win games. And that's what they're doing. And I think a lot of the teammates here are starting to fall in line with his game plan. Like, hey, we just need to trust what's going on here, and we're going to come out with a win. And I think Russell Wilson isn't getting enough credit right now because, like we said, he's not throwing for far yardage or anything, but he is figuring out his role here on this team, and he is doing what he needs to do for them to win games.
He's being serviceable.
And he's also leading the game-winning drives, right? They're always getting the ball at the end of the game to go up and whatnot, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's leading the team, and a huge shout-out to Courtland Sutton. I mean, that guy has just been on fire, and he is totally putting the team on his back. He had the game-winning touchdown right this past week against the Vikings, and then he had that sick toe drag last week against the Bills, which was huge.
That was sick.
He is always coming up big in the end zone, huge red zone threat.
Love to see him get more targets, though.
Yeah, he's not getting enough,
a couple more plays
that many targets, but he is the reliable source you want to look for in the end zone when the game is on the line. So huge shout out to him. Also wanted to mention Samaje Perine, the running back for the Broncos. He's he is the guy, right? He's the outlet pass Russ is always doing for those third downs, and he is getting the first down every time. So I'm loving to see him shine there and whatnot because he's been huge for them to convert on these third downs. But for my fourth play, Sach, this didn't hit last week. It's going to hit this week. We are taking the Broncos spread at -2.5. Love this play here. I think they're going to come to play like we kind of said. Two really good defenses here.
Yeah.
But you have the rookie quarterback over with the Browns, so he's kind of figuring it out. And then the Broncos, again, 4-game win streak. They are starting to get a lot of confidence on this team. So, again, we got the Broncos spread at -2.5. We'll lock that in.
Are the Broncos banned if they don't?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say banned because, a lot of these like over and unders have been hitting for us really well, which has been cool.
I'm talking banned like betting with them on the spread.
On the spread.
Because you've gotten banged twice already by them this year.
They're going to hit this spread. Mark my words. We'll clip this one. Broncos -2.5 spread again. I love it. We'll lock that in. And we're going for the 5-game win streak here for sure. All right. Now we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Chiefs do not cover big spreads in any game.
This one's a little interesting.
Big spreads, it's interesting, with the AFC West matchup with the Raiders, division game.
A lot of points here, too.
A lot of points. Chiefs don't cover big spreads, like I just said. Going in Vegas, is Taylor Swift going to be there? Is she not going to be there? Where's Travis at? Can MVS catch a pass? Can anyone do anything on the Chiefs receiving core? That's going to be the main thing. The MVP of the Chiefs right now is Mahomes. I mean, I feel bad, not other than Mahomes, is Pacheco. That man is running
for his life
with his hair on fire.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
He's running like the guy from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is chasing him.
Yeah,
he's out of there.
Just a vicious runner.
Yeah.
And I think their game plan is going to be they got to just keep running him into the ground and just throw to Travis Kelce. Don't throw to anyone else.
It's crazy. You win the Super Bowl last year, and it's like you don't give Patrick Mahomes weapons this year
because they think that they can.
They think the offense is that good.
It could have been fool's gold
the
for the
offensive
future.
Play calling is that good.
Yeah. And I just don't know. The receivers are just not good. And sucks to see because Mahomes, you could tell he's getting really, really frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too.
In the press
how much talent he
yeah.
has, but he has no one to kind of go to besides Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Right?
So
your best player is your tight end. You don't have any wide receivers.
Yeah, and for that reason, I do not trust them to do anything at all. So
sure,
I'll stay away from it and give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, gosh, this was another one of those ones I was looking at for a play here because there's a lot of points that the Raiders, they're plus 9.5 here, right? I feel like that's a lot of points. The Chiefs are starting to have that struggle look on offense, and the over and under right now is 43.5, which is. But I decided to lean against it, because you never know what's going to happen with the Chiefs here. They could come out hot. The Raiders are starting to find a new confidence for themselves and the team, right? But so I'm just going to stay away from this game completely, and I'm going to lean with the Chiefs here for the dub, and we'll just go with that. Yeah, this one's kind of tough. Didn't really know what to do with this one.
Just leave it alone.
So we'll just leave it. Yeah, you always just leave. If you have a bad feeling, just leave it alone. Get away.
Got a bad.
There's always another play, ladies and gents.
Yep.
We got the Buffalo Bills at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, two quarterbacks that just get let off the hook week in, week out.
Don't do that.
One
quarterback that gets let off the hook.
Josh Allen's trash. Jalen Hurts is a turnover machine.
Is a solid quarterback.
Turnover machine this year. Almost
solid
averages
leader.
2 turnovers a game. And that's not even counting a lot of his fumbles that he has that bounce right back to him. But if anyone knows anything, the luck's going to run out. The ball's not going to bounce his way a couple times. And we hope it's in the playoffs, but I don't think both of them are playing well.
The Eagles are 9-1.
That's fine. I mean,
what do you mean?
3 years ago, the Steelers started off 10-0.
I'm talking about the here and now, Sace.
Yeah, I know, but your record can mean that you're not good.
They're winning games.
The Steelers won games at 9-1 like 3 years ago
games.
with Ben Roethlisberger.
They just got the
terrible.
rematch against
Everyone
the Super Bowl champs. Beat them.
And the Chiefs don't look good. No one's worried about the Bills. No one's worried about the Eagles. I'll tell you that right now. No one's worried about any of them. Jalen Hurts doesn't look good. He can't feed the ball to A.J. Brown. He's crying over there on the sideline. The interception that Jalen Hurts made was terrible. Absolutely terrible. They're still a good team, but it's not because Jalen Hurts. Last year, I would say Jalen Hurts, they were good. Like I was like, yeah, they're the best team. No one's beating them. This year, I'm telling you, dude, I've watched them. They're not good. They're not as good as people think with their record. And you can have a fraudulent record. We say it every week. The Steelers have a fraudulent record. The damn Eagles have a fraudulent record. They're not a 9-1 team.
They're beating good teams, Sace.
I mean, but they're not 9-1, dude. They're not, or 8-1, whatever you want to say. That they're not that.
We're gonna disagree.
They're not the
I agree with you on the Bills.
Look at the Eagles this year. Look at the Eagles last year. The Eagles last year, you're like, that fucking team's 9-1. They're legit. This team, you're like, It's not the same. I'm telling you, it's not the same. But they're probably going to squeak out a stupid win because they're playing against the Bills once again. Josh Allen's going to throw a pick. I don't know. But
who do you got for the win here, Sace?
I'm going to go with the Eagles because Josh Allen's trash too.
So I'm going to agree with you right now. I think.
Oh, wait. Actually, God, I was getting all worked up on that. I'm going to go Eagles over 25.5 as my fourth play.
Okay. Solid play.
At minus 114. Basically because it is in Philadelphia and the Bills just have a real problem. I mean, they played the Jets last week, but I'm kind of, get over that game. I think, Josh Allen's going to throw another interception. Eagles can get some short field position. DeAndre Swift was one of the MVPs last night for the Eagles as well. It wasn't the passing game.
Byard played really good too.
Yeah, Byard played good. But offensively, it wasn't Hurts. It wasn't A.J. Brown. It was Devontae. Yeah, he caught that one good pass. It's pretty much the best play that they had in the passing game the whole game.
A.J. Brown was very silent last night.
Yeah, silent. CD would never do that. But, yeah, I think the Eagles, can manage to muster up 26 points at least.
All right, so you're going
A.J. Brown, like one catch for 8 yards. Nice. Good offense.
Okay, Sace, man. I agree with you there with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is way too overhyped right now. He's not here's another opportunity for him to prove the haters wrong, right? If they can come out and see what they can do against this Eagles team. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think
no.
right? When we talk about a complete set team, I really just think the Eagles are solid on all fronts of the ball. They have so many offensive weapons, right? I like their defensive backfield. I like their defensive line. And I totally disagree with you with the whole Jalen Hurts conversation. I just think he is a solid quarterback.
Turnover.
Has poise,
Terrible
has
passes.
leadership. I mean, whenever there's frustration there over on that offensive side, they scan the camera over there, and they're so calm and collected, right? They're going to get back out there for the next drive and really do something great. I mean, I'm not going to argue with 9-1 right now. We're going to see what happens at the end of the season right now, and I think me and you might need to make a little bet on that because I think they are going to make a far playoff run.
Yeah, they probably will
sure.
get the number 1 seed, and they're probably going to make, if they, get the path that they got last year. They played the Giants.
I just feel like
played the Giants in the second round of the playoffs. I mean, whoop-de-doo. You played Danny Pennies in.
But that's what everyone's saying about the Cowboys right now.
I'm not comparing them as the best team in the league.
No, okay.
I'm not saying the best team in the league.
I got you. We'll get back on subject. I just think right now Jalen Hurts has always had a chip on his shoulder, and
that's
think
fine.
He's proved
Screw
everyone
the chip
wrong,
on his shoulder.
especially coming from the whole Alabama thing and whatnot. No play here for myself. I'm going to lean with these Eagles, though, to get the dub.
Hope they get 26, though.
Yeah, and I'm down with you. I'm down with you to win that play, too, because that's a solid play. You're giving the Eagles 25.5 total team points.
Yeah.
Solid play. We'll lock in on that one. All right, Sace. Now we got our primetime game. And, again, I'm looking for one team to spank the other team. We'll get into that. I know both of you and I are heated about this one team we're talking about. But we have the Baltimore Ravens at the LA Chargers.
Yeah, just another quarterback that, you just
100%.
wonder why the hype is around. I mean, in my opinion, Justin Herbert is just not – like, where are his big wins at? Can we remember any two big wins that he's had against
another team that paid a quarterback so much money?
Yep.
For what?
And I was gonna bash Justin Herbert really, really bad, but I will let him off the hook a little bit from the game because Eckler did fumble at the 5, Quentin Johnson didn't catch a pass. I forgot what receiver dropped the touchdown pass again, and then you just got the freaking Brandon Staley on the sidelines, just don't know what he's doing. He's getting heated.
That dude.
He's getting heated in the press
conference. You talk about a guy
conference.
that is just delusional and confused.
Yeah, delusional and confused. And you could tell it struck a nerve when those reporters asked him those questions.
He's like, yes, I'm running the
it's
defensive
striking
plays.
a nerve
Stop
in him,
asking
and
that
he
question.
knows it, yeah. But
we're asking the question, Brandon Staley, because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's why we're asking the question.
And him getting defensive over it right away, you could tell that he knows his time is probably ticking really, really soon. And I mean, even with that being said, he should have been gone last year after being up 28-0 in the playoffs against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
And you end up losing the game.
I mean, he's going to be gone this year.
If they don't make playoffs this year, he's gone.
100%.
And
I hate to say that. I hate to talk about someone's job, but it's like, dude, you're not doing your job. You got to figure it out. If you have this great quarterback, show it. Where's the results? We're not seeing anything right now.
Yeah, the Chargers have a legit team, too.
The Packers.
They got Derwin James, Khalil Mack. They had Joey Bosa. He just got hurt, but
and it's like you
Eckler,
said,
Keenan Allen.
Obviously, there was a lot of plays in that game that wasn't Herbert's fault and everything. But still, with how much talent you have kind of on this Chargers team, it shouldn't come down to one score, right?
Yeah, you got to make it work.
That's how I kind of see it.
But with all that being said, I like both the offenses not really to necessarily score a lot of points in this game. I think the Ravens, are going to be obviously the one scoring. Ravens got a top defense in the league. Chargers are not scoring the ball as they should. So I'm going to go under 46.5 for the total game at -106 as my final play.
That's solid.
Like I said, I just don't like Herbert and the Chargers to score a ton of points here. And, they're probably on my ban list as far as betting with them. So, give me the under in the game.
Absolutely. I think the Ravens are going to absolutely spank the Chargers, Sace. One thing here, no Mark Andrews for the Ravens, right? He's out. He's out for the season. And injuries have been huge this year, as we've seen and whatnot. And Mark Andrews is such a great tight end.
In that one game, Andrews and freaking
He's
Burrow,
such
man.
a great tight end. So, again, out for the season.
Yep.
Always hoping for a speedy recovery for these guys, especially these great players. You know, I know they're definitely pissed off here. And I heard, you know, Lamar and him had such a great connection, and Lamar was absolutely pissed when he saw him go down.
Yeah, he was devastated.
It's a huge hurt to the team, but I still think the Ravens are going to come out with a dub here. Looking for a huge game from Keaton Mitchell and Zay Flowers here on the running back front and whatnot for the Ravens. I think they're going to have a breakout game.
Mitchell's been looking solid.
Mitchell is solid, man, and he's underrated as well. Not enough
is.
people talk about him, and I don't think enough people know about him.
And that's why they don't pay running backs in this league, because you just had, God, what's his name? Ravens dude. Running back that got hurt again in the year. I can't think of his name, but, Joshua or Dodd.
Yes.
God, what's his name?
Keep going. I'll think of it. Keep going.
But yeah, I mean, that's why they don't play. That's why they don't pay running backs in the league, because you just had him go down.
Gosh, I forgot they even had him.
You have just a plug and play, you know, type system for all these running backs, because Mitchell, no one expected him to really do anything, and he's being underrated right now as well. You know, they're both killing
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins.
He's been hurt so many times for the Ravens,
Yeah.
which is like you do forget about him, but he insane
tore his
talent.
ACL twice.
Yeah.
So
he's been hurt so many times.
Yeah, and like I said, that's why they don't pay the running backs like that anymore, because you could just throw anyone in there that's, you know, knows what they're doing,
but
and they can make it happen.
But Keaton Mitchell, he's been huge, underrated. So look for a huge game for him. I'm also going to call a shot here. I think OBJ does get a touchdown in this game. It's a primetime.
Wow,
it's a primetime game, so we're going to put it out there. He's coming back to form at the right time in the season, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of analysts are down on OBJ and everything. I'm not. I still think he's got it and whatnot. So look for a touchdown from OBJ. This will be my last play of the slate. I am going to take the Ravens minus 3.5 spread at minus 116 here. I think they're going to destroy the Chargers. Like we said, done with Herbert. Never been a fan. Definitely done with Brandon Staley.
Yeah.
Ravens get the dub here. Absolutely. We'll lock those in. Cool stuff, Sace. And now we'll roll into our Monday night game. We have the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings.
Josh Dobbs, you know, he had that first turnover of the game early. And
that was a stupid play call, though.
Yeah,
I don't know why they did that with your quarterback. Yeah.
He just got smoked and fumbled it. I still like him. I still think he really played well. I mean, with what the Broncos,
how much he wants to win. Him
running the touchdown, he really wants to win.
How much he,
and you could tell, like, with the way that Broncos defense has been, you know, treating quarterbacks with Mahomes and Allen, for Dobbs to go in there and still almost win the game that still says a lot about him. And going in Minnesota at home against the Bears, I like Joshua Dobbs in this situation, to get it done. So, play for me, but I'll lean Vikings. I like Dobbs in this spot.
Absolutely.
Got another primetime game.
Yeah.
The Vikings and the Bears. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, nothing really to see that. I'm definitely leaning with the
Bears have 10 primetime games this year. I'm so sick of it.
It's unreal. But it's not an interesting game with the Bears being in it, but it's interesting to watch with Dobbs.
Dobbs versus Fields. This is a big game.
This is cool. I love watching. We've discussed before. I think Josh Dobbs is an absolute dog. I'm so excited seeing him come to this team and do his thing, right? Because he's been a backup his whole career, but now he's showcasing really what he can do, and this is the time and place to do it. Yeah. I think he's an excellent quarterback for him. I could see him if he keeps playing great. They might look to him to be the starting quarterback next year.
Definitely a thought. If he don't,
for sure,
you
could move on from Kirk
together
and whatnot. So I think he's very exceptional. I'll take the Minnesota Vikings here for the dub.
I like it.
And that will wrap up our Week 12 slate, Sace, man. So good luck to you as always. We're tied up here. It's 4-4. Some solid plays out. Absolutely. And let's just review our top 5 plays.
Yeah, so top 5 plays, I got the Commanders plus 10.5 at minus 108. Dolphins minus 9.5 at minus 115. Then I got the Buccaneers money line at plus 114, some plus money in there. Eagles over 25.5 team points at minus 114. And then for that primetime game, I got the under 46.5 at minus 106.
Absolutely. And for myself, I have the Steelers money line at -116. I think Mike Tomlin's going to carry them to the dub. Second play, I got my man ZJ Stroud. We're taking the Texans money line at -102. Next up, we got the Cardinals money line at -112. This is the game Kyler Murray's going to step up. And again, we are going to get the 5-game win streak here with my Broncos. We are taking the -2.5 spread at -110. For my last play, the Ravens are absolutely going to spank the Chargers. We got Ravens -3.5 spread at -116. We'll lock those in, Sace, man.
Oh, yeah, and here we go to the play of the week, and I think I'm going to go. Oh, there we go. Sorry. So my play of the week is going to be the Eagles. Sorry, I was looking at Eagles over 25.5 total points. By the way, we also hit 2 of these parlays in a row. So
let them know.
2
parlays in a row.
Yeah, if you've been betting on all the parlays
solid
so
plus
far.
money plays, we've been on a heater. And we're going to hit. I have a good feeling about this parlay this week as well, Sace.
Oh, yeah, we're staying hot. We're really starting
Absolutely.
to cook with gas.
So for my top play of the week, I'm going to keep rolling with a hot hand here. I think this is where he puts himself over the top. That's right. I'm going with the Texans money line at -102. I have so much faith in CJ Stroud here. I think this is the game he wants to win too, especially.
Yeah, this is, like I said, a big game. You're going up against Golden Boy Lawrence, so I like that. And that 2-leg parlay is going to come out to +271.
Excellent.
And like I said, I think last week's was +4.
Yeah.
+4.
We had a lot of plus money on this one. Same with this one. Just a solid parlay, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
Can the boys go 3-0 here?
3 straight weeks.
3 straight weeks. I think we will.
Yeah, I think we will too.
Cool stuff. Well, again, that wraps up the Week 12 slate. Sace, man, good luck to you. And for all the viewers and listeners out there, again, just let us know kind of what side you're tailing with. Me and Sace are tied up here. The competition's getting heated. We've been talking a lot of trash off air. Yeah, it's getting tight, but you wouldn't want it any other way. This is what you want. You want to be in the trenches.
Walk in the park.
I don't want to just blow it away from you. Just take off and everything. I want you to kind of think you have a chance and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll see.
So enough said. So cool stuff. Week 12 in the books. And let's start to wrap it up. Now we're going to give out our athlete of the week.
Yeah, my athlete of the week is going to be in the NBA.
Okay.
It's going to be a rookie. And I think he's really starting to, I say it, cook with gas. Chet Holmgren is really showing how he's legit,
oh my
dude.
Gosh.
He's shooting. He said so.
Missed last season with the injury,
missed
right?
Last season with the injury. He really didn't get So people don't understand. They're like, oh, why didn't he come back with, more weight and more this? Like, he's rehabbing. He's not necessarily.
He was out all of his first year.
His first year, you got to give the dude time.
Didn't play in the NBA. Didn't get a feel for the NBA or his team.
And the good comparison is looking at Giannis. Giannis was skinny for 4 years before he really started to get jacked up. But
Chet is nice.
Chet is, he's my rookie of the year right now. He's the leader. I mean, Wemby's a great player, both of them. It could go either way, but I think Chet right now, he's shooting 50, 40, 90. 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. And he called it before the season even started. He said, I think I could be a 50, 40, 90 player.
For sure.
And people were dogging on him, and I kind of was not really dogging on him, but you're like, oh,
man,
like,
crazy.
Wow. And he's actually
doing the rookie.
He's doing those percentages. He just banged my Warriors last week.
I was gonna say that he hit the 3, right?
Yeah,
which is a huge clutch time play.
Yeah.
For a rookie too. You're giving the ball to the rookie there to do it. That's huge.
And he turned around and he splashed it. So, Chet will be my athlete of the week. I think he's going to be a great player, and yeah, I think he's really proving a lot of people wrong right now. So shout out to Chet.
Absolutely, Sace, man. For my athlete of the week, I'm going to go with none other than Courtland Sutton, Sace, man. I just think, this is the game. Sutton. Team's on your back. He's saying, give me the ball here. I'm going to win the game. I'm going to come down with it. Going to catch it. We were just talking before the show started. There's one guy in the NFL right now that leads the league in touchdowns, and that's Tyreek Hill. The guy second to him is Courtland Sutton. Tyreek has 9. Sutton has 8. Doing an amazing job. And Sutton doesn't get get targeted nearly as much as Tyreek does. We were also talking, Tyreek Hill yards after catch is like 400 yards. Mm-hmm. Courtland Sutton's only at 83 yards. He gets like 5 targets a game, right?
Yeah.
If they step up the targets with him, he's such, he's coming off an injury too for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
He was a Pro Bowl wide receiver, and then we really hadn't seen that form come back from his injury until now. He is stepping it up. I think if he continues to go to this rate, he will be a Pro Bowl receiver at the end of this year, Sace, man.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to Courtland Sutton, my man. Keep doing your thing, winning us games. Love it. Broncos country, baby.
Every single time they get in the red zone, it should be a jump ball to Sutton. Just throw it up.
You give him the 50-50 ball every time.
Throw it up. I just don't understand why they don't necessarily do that.
He's like 6'4", 224 pounds or something. Just
do a
big
back
dude.
Fade to him every time.
Have to, man.
So, yeah, I like Sutton.
I love it. And now, who are you down on this week, Sace, man?
I'll tell you who I'm down on after you go first. Go ahead. I like when you go first.
I know. I had 2, and I had one before the show started who I was going to throw out there. But then when we were having our conversation, we kind of got heated on a certain team and whatnot. I've changed it to who I'm down on right now, and it's not an athlete. It's a coach. And we are down on Brandon Staley. I mean,
him kicking to the curb.
That whole interview he had after the game, that pissed me off, man. You got to stay poised. Don't listen. The media's going to get to you. They're going to say things, right? They're going to get to you. And his response back to that, I get you're annoyed, right? You're getting all these questions asked to you. But there's a reason why you're getting these questions asked to you. You're not getting it done, So, yeah, the media's going to come at you and be like, what's going on? Coach, what are you doing? He's firing it back saying, I am the defensive coordinator, that we're making my plays, all this, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. We're confident in this. Well, show us. I mean, it's kind of hard. I am still, like we've said, I don't think Justin Herbert deserves to be in these top quarterback conversations.
Yet.
Right? Yet. Yeah. But it's, I don't really necessarily want to be too down on him because Brandon Staley is not doing anything to help him get there, right? So that's where I fall with the Justin Herbert thing. So, yeah, just down on Staley, man. I don't think he's doing the Chargers any favor here. Yeah, and they're running out of time, man. I mean, how much longer are you going to have with Keenan Allen?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Very short.
Who's an insane receiver. How much more time are you going to have with Austin Eckler? You know what I mean? These guys have been in the league for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So
window, like I said, is
I'm down on Sace, man. That guy gets me heated so much, and that he's led me to not put any bets on the Chargers anymore. Just no faith. No, seriously, man. Like, no faith.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would. Do you want me to do NBA again? I have.
You do whoever you want, my man.
I'm gonna sell Jordan Poole.
And that's tough. I know. I love
Jordan Poole, man. When he was on the Warriors, that was my guy. I thought he was going to be the next coming of Steph Curry, an all-star, future all-star. By the way, that tweet that I did over a year ago, 5 out of the 7 are going to hit.
There was one guy you left out of that tweet.
Who?
Chet. I remember I was going to comment on that. I was going to comment. What about Chet? Keep going. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic.
But no, I mean Jordan Poole. He's not playing good whatsoever. His field goal percentage is abysmal. The thing that really bothers me with him is he knows better leadership qualities. He's been around Steph, Clay, and Draymond. Yeah. He knows how to be a leader.
And he could have been the guy on the Wizards. He could have been the guy.
He's in the huddles. He's in the huddles on timeouts, not even bought into what they're talking about. He's brushing them off. He's getting frustrated. He's showing little kid tendencies.
Just shows the immaturity.
He's really immature, and I can see why Draymond popped him right in the yoke. Yeah. Because a dude like that, you're like, yo, calm down, man.
A dude who has all the talent in the world.
Earn your stripes first before you start talking to people like that. Yeah.
I never was really sold on Jordan Poole, and you would talk about him a lot. And, it's kind of hard to, see something when you're on a really good team with the Warriors, right? You're going to play better because you're around good leadership, all-star players. But I really thought when he went over to the Wizards, he was going to be a stud, just the guy for him, and has not shown that at all. And it kind of gets back into one of those things when you get these players that go to new teams and then aren't starting to produce. You know, these teams might look to trade you, but it's like, who's going to want to take you?
And he's in trade talks right now.
Who's going to want to take you, though, really? You know, like, who's going to want to take that chance with you?
All the videos I saw, like I said, in the huddles of him not paying attention and blowing off the coach, it's disappointing to see because
you're not coachable.
He wasn't doing that in Golden State. I'll tell you right now, that was not flying.
Well, yeah, and those guys weren't going to let him do that.
Yeah,
you know, you got a championship team.
And for you to be on a team where you know the culture, you know what they've done, you know what winning looks like, why on earth would you go to a new team where you're the guy and not act how you saw a way that wins?
And not share all the knowledge you've learned from Steph, Clay, Draymond.
I think he's just hard-headed, man. Once you
Coach
get that
Kerr,
money,
like, how can you not share that with these guys who probably want to win too? You know, it's everyone's dream to go to the league and win a championship.
Yeah.
And you've done that, but now you've got nothing to show for it going to the Union team. So
and I hope he switches it around, but I'm really disappointed in Jordan Poole. So
I'm with you, Sace. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one there. Okay, my man. Well, that wraps up this week's show. You got any closing remarks for the listeners and viewers?
No, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Absolutely. Happy
Appreciate
Thanksgiving.
Everyone reaching out to us, and hopefully we get some more people on the show for these weeks coming up. But yeah, I mean, thankful for the show, thankful for everyone, thankful for the people that make this show happen.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
The real MVPs of
absolutely. Shout out Rhino Point Studios. Real MVPs here doing their thing here and day out. You want a good podcast, good quality, contact Rhino Point Studios.
You know where to come and say the Bet Champ sent you. And
tell them Sace and ZJ sent you.
Exactly.
But yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there, and huge shout out to the viewers and listeners. You know, we've gotten some good feedback and everything, good comments of some of our plays we're running, and hit us up, message us,
plays, so it's nice
comment to us on any of our clips or anything. If there's any plays you guys are looking at outside of the ones we have, we'll gladly talk to you, share our thoughts, input. If you got a parlay you want to cook up with the boys, definitely reach out because we're huge on them. We're on a hot streak right now for the show.
Absolutely.
So definitely. And again, I've said it about 3 times now, but just happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Spend time with your friends and family. Let them know you're there. Reach out to anyone in need. And that will do it for the Bet Champ show. So like we like to say to all our viewers and listeners, a salute to you all and happy betting.